I just recently got some Neway valve seat cutters, and they seem to work fairly well on cast iron heads, like these old small block Chevy heads. So, uh, let's say you have a set of 993s or 882s, and again you're doing the work yourself. You want to clean up the bowl, the ports on the intake, and do the same on the exhaust. And you also want to save some money on a valve job. Well, you could go with, say, this is the 45, right? Let's see if I can get that in there. It's the 45. And this is a 60. You could just go with like two angles. It's a 60. And it'll give you a basic valve job, two angles. You could go with a 75 as well. Or you could just go with one angle. That's what these have. Just have the 45-degree seat. And, you could refurbish the seat on the intake. And then you could also get a cutter for the exhaust and at least have refurbished seat for the intake and exhaust. So um, I'm going to demonstrate how to do it. I use WD-40. You could use soapy water, some light lubricant or cutting fluid. You should, or from what I've seen, is a 60 or a 75-degree cutter first. I've already have a 60-degree angle on it, so I'm just only gonna do it just lightly, and then I'll do the 45. And the 45, I really like the 45 because it's a very fine blades. The 60, the 75 are rough or coarse blades, so they don't leave a super fine finish, but the 45 gives you a very nice finish for a DIY person, right? For somebody doing it at home. So this is a 60. I'm only gonna do it a little bit because I already have a 60 on there. So here's a 60, and you turn it. This is what I found is you use your hands to turn it this way, and this way you get even pressure. And I'll stop right there, and then it would put in a 60-degree angle on here. I mean, I'm not sure if you can see right here, right here. Here's a 45. It just narrowed my 45, so I'm going to use the 45. I'll go longer with the 45, and then I'll try to zoom in since I have the 55 micro Nikkor lens on my Nikon. So again, some WD-40, and then try to go with even pressure. This is a 45-degree angle. I use the 60 first, and now it's the 45. But you could go with a 45-45 or a 45-75, or what I have, a 45-60-75. And the 45, you can go for a bit on cast iron because the cast iron is very, very tough, and it should leave you a nice finish, very nice finish, quite suitable for the street. And so that's the 45 with a 60, and I'll get a close-up right now. Let me just clean up the seat. So there is that band right there, the clear band, or I don't know, metallic color band, and below it is the Sharpie, and above it you see a little bit of Sharpie. That's the 45-degree contact angle where the valve sits, obviously, and Below it will be a 60, and below that is a 75. So if you only had enough money for one, just get the 45 degree cutter. If you have enough money, then you get a cutter for your exhaust, and still more money than a 60 degree angle, 75 degree angle, and you could go with a 30 degree angle. But cast iron heads seem to not like these Neway cutters for that. But the 45, the 60, the 75 all work really well on these small block Chevy heads or these old cast iron heads. So let me back out and I'll show you the valve seat cutters one more time. So there's a 45 degree cutter. As you can see, the top would be a 15 degree angle, but I took off the blades. I don't use the 15 degree, but there's the cutter. You would need a pilot. I recommend the solid pilot, and then also get this T handle that you saw me using. The handle, pilot, and the cutter. I think the only other thing you would need would be a little small Allen wrench, and then that way you could refurbish your valve seat. So there you are. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and thank you for watching.